What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's Race Nation TV here, and I'll include a timestamp when I actually start talking about the recap. But before I start, I just wanted to say, if you are a new subscriber after the live stream, if you were there for the entire live stream or a portion of it, I just want to take the time in this video to thank you so much for everyone who came. I didn't know how it was going to go. Some people were pretty discouraged because I didn't show the live stream, and I think it's easy to understand why I didn't show it. There were other people doing it on Twitch and stuff, but that wasn't me. I wanted to do like a watch party. With that being said, I hope you stay on board for the rest of the content going on in 2020. Like I said last night, Rolex 24 is happening next week. I'll be there. So into the race. So this is going to be short and sweet. What a week it's been. All week I talked about Larson, Bell, and Rico. And that's really what the race turned out to be. Rico Abreu, he obviously wasn't as fast as Larson and Bell. Larson and Bell, they were the only leaders of the race. Christopher Bell led 38 out of the 55 laps, and it was on lap 39 where Kyle Larson took the lead. And if you've seen it already, it was in one of the best passes I've ever seen. On a restart, Larson just kind of sent it to the inside. Bell tried to come back on him on the bottom. It was a drag race down the back straight. A little bit of contact, sparks flew, and Larson maintained the lead. And then after that, it looked like Bell was a little. He had to get back into his groove, and by then he had to come back by like 2 seconds. And then on the restart, I believe Rico or McIntosh came on Bell, and then Larson was just able to make a gap at that point, and it was over. Before I talk more about the race, let's just go back for a minute and talk about before the race. I'm going to tell you. So every day I listed notables of the drivers that I thought were interesting competing in the race, and I kind of filled out the list of where they kind of finished, how they did. So let's start out. The first IndyCar guy to go out was James Davison. He finished 9th in the M, which that wasn't a transfer, obviously. Respectable effort for James this year in his first time out. Obviously your first ever time in a dirt race, being the Chili Bowl, it's going to be a struggle. So James Davison, respectable effort, but just 9th in the M. Santino Ferrucci, I think Santino was the guy that most people were interested in watching this year. He finished 7th in the K. Obviously, he had his bad draw on his prelim night and then finished 5th in his C. But 9th in the H. Really just, he was having fun. That's all that mattered, right? Connor Daly, he actually, on his prelim night, made his way to, I believe, the B. I don't think he made it through his heat, but he transferred in the C to the B, but he didn't transfer to the A, so he started out in the H, and just, he finished 9th in the H, and just, he gets better every time at this dirt thing, so I feel like the more Connor Daly keeps running these midgets, the better he'll be doing every race he does. Then we got Cale Conley. He finished 8th. He actually made a pretty decent run. He started in the I, and then made it to the E, so he finished 8th in the E, and that's where his night ended. But 5 rounds, that was pretty good run for Cale Conley. Carson Elledge, the niece, I won't say granddaughter, but the niece of Dale Earnhardt Jr., she finished 17th in her E. She just didn't have good luck at all this week. She had a lot better luck last year, and it's unfortunate. She's been doing the USAC Midget Series for the last year now, and she's not a bad talent. She's not a bad prospect. So, we'll expect to see her back and doing well. Zeb Wise finished 12th. The BC 39 winner finished 12th in the D. He had a rough week, man, in the Keith Kunz car. Just rough time in the Keith Kunz car for Zeb Wise. Really not much to say. He finished 12th in the D, like I said. It's just, he finished way in the back in his prelim night, too. It's just, for a Keith Kunz Motorsports car and the defending BC 39 champion, for someone that young with that much talent, that was just surprising to see. Parker Price Miller, the wing sprint driver, 8th place in the D. Close, few positions off, but he finished 8th. Dave Darlin, everyone's favorite, he finished 7th in his D. I believe that would be D number 2. And then for the NASCAR guys, Ryan Newman, he made it to the D and he finished 7th. But there were 2 D mains. There's two of each. So that's why Darlin and Newman finished the same position in Ds. So Ryan Newman, he actually someone tweeted that Ryan Newman's talent is very underrated, and I have to agree because after being out of a open wheel, sprint car or midget for like what 5-7 years, he showed some speed. I believe he won his C main or something. He won, I believe the E before the D. I believe he won that race. I believe he won the E to get to the D. So, 7th place. If it was a B main, that 7th place would have got him through. So. Tanner Berryhill, he finished 19th in the C. He was in a transfer spot in the C. You were there for the stream, but he was in a transfer spot in the C and just got caught up in some wrecks and ended up being in the back and not being able to transfer. Sam Hafertape Jr., a very experienced guy. He finished 13th in the C, and not able to transfer this year, but hopefully next year he can. Jesse Colwell, that was such a cool car to see. It was the AJ Foyt number 14 throwback. He got in another crash. They actually bent up the chassis earlier in the week, and he ended up in a crash on the inside. He ended up going over the curb and it was the guy. Somebody ended up spinning from the top of the track and coming down to the bottom, and Colwell was just running the bottom lane and just nowhere to go. So it's just one of those situations, and that hopefully we get another AJ Foyt throwback next year. That was amazing. So a name earlier this week you might remember, Trey Marcham. He got in that that whole interview after Aaron Reitzel, and he finished 10th in the C. Really unfortunate to see him not make it, considering that he probably should have been in a higher main anyways. But yeah, he transferred from, I believe the D was where he was put in after that crash, and he made it to the C and he finished 10th. Brady Bacon, Macho Man, finished 15th in the C. Didn't really do much in the C. 15th place. That's I bet that's the best he could do, and maybe we'll see more from Brady Bacon in the Chili Bowl one of these other years. We got Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He finished 17th in the C. He finished 5th in the D to transfer, which was the final transfer spot, and he did it on the last lap, I believe. Heck of a drive from Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Obviously, we're at the point where finishing in the C, making it to the B or the C or the D, that's nothing to be ashamed of. That's a lot farther than a lot of people make. David Gravel, he finished 15th in the B. Not quite there. Most of these guys, Justin Grant, 13th. Also, just not their year, I guess. Alex Bowman, 12th, which, that's a good year for Alex Bowman. I don't remember him being near as competitive to make it to the B. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he has, and I just missed that. But J.J. Yaley finished 10th in the B. J.J., he's either in or out. It's like he was pretty close in the C, during the B. He ran really well. But yeah, sometimes he'll have an off year, and I would consider it a good year for J.J. Yaley to be in the B. Donnie Schatz, this is extremely good for Donnie Schatz, 9th place. Someone said in the chat that just shows how difficult this race is, that Donnie Schatz was struggling to transfer, and it's like, Donnie Schatz, I think this is only like his 3rd or 4th year in the Chili Bowl, I heard, and he finished 9th, which was 2 away from a transfer spot, and he was right there for a transfer, and it would have been the first time Donnie Schatz actually would have made the A, and I don't think I've ever seen Donnie Schatz as competitive at the Chili Bowl. I don't think I've ever seen him this high up. So going into next year, we expect Donnie Schatz to be a bit better. It looks like he's just getting better and better the more he comes to the Chili Bowl. We got Darren Pittman, 2013 Road of Outlaw champion. He finished 18th in his B, and he just got caught up in that pile up during the B, and it's just the way it goes sometimes. Kevin Thomas Jr. finished 10th in the B. Gio Scelzi in 9th. Not their year. Chase Briscoe finished 8th, just 1 away from the transfer spot. Chase Briscoe was pretty competitive. He made it through the C, I believe. Just 1 away from the A, and it wasn't the year, I guess. So other than that, going back to the A, some other stories. Buddy Kofoid wins the Rookie of the Year. He finished 7th. That was my pick to win the race. I wanted to go with someone different that nobody else was picking. A bunch of people in the chat were picking him. But we definitely got some Buddy Kofoid fans. I think we definitely made some Buddy Kofoid fans in the chat, which is awesome to see. He's definitely a good guy. Definitely a guy you want to root for. And really happy he got the Rookie of the Year. And that other story is Tanner Thorson. He sat on the pole. He won the prelim night on Friday. And just, he ended up, I believe, stalling on track or spinning. I think it was a stall on track, though. And yeah, you could see the frustration on him. The track workers, they pushed him to the middle of the track and didn't take him out of the track, and he was livid. They didn't take him to a work area, nothing. They just parked him in the middle, and he was livid. And you just hate to see that. Tanner Thorson, a guy who was, you know, in the top 5 all night, and yeah, his race just to end like that was not fun to see at all. I think the other person, Cannon McIntosh, you watch, if you go to the end of the live stream where the A is happening, you'll see me mention a bunch of times about Cannon McIntosh throwing these fat sliders, and like that's all he was doing, man. He was just dive bombing into the corner and hoping it sticks and hoping it doesn't run into somebody. I mean, it was just insane to see how many sliders he was pulling, how he was getting away with it. It was amazing. So definitely it was fun to see the 17-year-old Cannon McIntosh make it, finishing 3rd. So that'll do it for this week's Chili Bowl content. It's been a lot of fun to make these videos. My channel isn't just going to be centered around dirt racing. Obviously in the off season, I don't know what would be next. It'd be soon. I might make some like update videos for the World of Outlaws, or some other local sprint car racing. But yeah, we'll be doing IMSA content, IndyCar content coming up next. Would probably be the next move. So I hope you guys stay for that. And this has been Race Nation TV. It's been a blast, and it's actually going to be kind of relieving. We've done 4 or 5 videos straight now, and I get like 3 days off before I post again, so it's honestly going to be relieving. This has been Race Nation TV, and I will see you in the next one.